Hi, so you may have noticed I've been away again. This time I've really been away, and I've been in Scotland in the Outer Hebrides for 3 weeks. The idea was I would spend some time getting on with my book. I found myself doing more self-work about some of the blockages and some of the resistance I had to parts of it. And I wanted to share with you, in an attempt to be completely open and authentic, which is one of the things that came up about the book, that I've been doing. So you know that I work with parts, if you know my work, and that my own process, which I think I am now finally calling heart alignment process, is about using heart breathing and becoming very present, and then connecting with the part of us that's holding on to something that's not complete. So it could be that we have a symptom, or we have a habit, or we have an emotional state, or a thought, or a pattern. And if we want to work with that, the first part of working with that is accepting that we have it, and accepting that it has a purpose. And instead of trying to get it away from it, or push it away, or fix it, or get rid of it, we actually align with it, acknowledge it, and understand what's going on. So what I was finding in my self-work was a lot of duality, a lot of incongruence in wanting the two things. So I started to do, I've come back to EFT and Meridian Tapping a lot. And I started to do some parts tapping, some duality tapping, where on one hand I have, and if you do NLP you'll know there's a parts integration process. It works a bit like that. One part of me believes a complete truth of one thing, but there's another part of me that believes another truth. And it's when those two truths are not aligned and we don't understand their pinnacle purpose, then we have this incongruence, and we have these dual behaviors, and we have these strategies that we adopted in the past. So I'm going to do some videos about some of that stuff and share with you some of the stuff that came up, because I think it's probably quite common, but also just to go through that process with you and share that with you so that you might be able to use this dual tapping process. So it is a parts work. It is a parts integration, like the heart alignment process is. The most important steps being that we acknowledge those parts, and we may need to tap to bring them up. And we just do that really by accepting that we have something to work on, and we begin to allow ourselves to go into the process. And we just are very open and accepting to what comes up, and we allow them to be there, and we just tap on those two separate beliefs, those two separate desires, those two separate needs. So let me give you an example. The main one that I came up with, which I'm still working on because it's so deep rooted, probably coming from generations back, as well as me reliving those experiences myself, is a belief that so I'm referring to the book now, but I do know that this comes up as a theme, that there's only me can do it. There's only I can express my beliefs. Okay, only I can express what I want to put in the book. So there's only I can do it. No one else can do that. But I also have a belief that I can't do this on my own. Okay, I can't do it all. It can't be all down to me. I can't do this on my own, but only I can do it. But I can't do it on my own. And those two are incongruent, and they cause a dissonance in my system. And they cause me to bring out all of these strategies by which I try to move in one direction or the other. Okay, and then I get symptoms because I'm trying to do one thing, but there's another part of me that is fighting against that because it doesn't believe that that is true. Because each of these dual beliefs hold their own truth. Okay, and these two truths are so polarized and in polarity that they can't really operate together. Now they have a purpose, and they have a place where they came from, a place where they were formed, where those beliefs or those decisions were created in me, even if I inherited them. So working with those parts of me that have those beliefs is really important, because there is something that they still don't get. There is something that they still don't understand. There is a way for them to be able to evolve their understanding, that we can become more congruent and we can understand what those triggers are, what those patterns are, what the things that happen around me cause me to go either one way or the other way, instead of me flipping between one or then the other, or feeling I'm being torn by these two things and then being very stymied, very stuck in where I am. There are ways in which I can work with and do some tapping and some breathing and some heart breathing, and even bring together some dual tapping and use the heart alignment process in order to realign these parts, to help them find what they need to find to understand and evolve their meaning of what's happened, and of what they're holding on to, and for them to work together for me to be able to move forward. And it's not a case of dealing with them and then they're gone. These have such valuable information, such valuable skills, such valuable resources, that when we resource them more, we have the ability to bring all of that back. So it's been very important for me to do this work, because I realise how much this needs to be in the book. So I'm very much trusting the process as the book evolves and as the work I do evolves, because this is evolving my understanding and what it is that I am sharing. So I'm also aware that I do need to get everything together and actually share it, but while I'm writing the book, this is really important for me to share with people as to the process that I'm going through, the things that are coming up for me, and staying authentic and actually walking the walk, rather than sort of not letting you know what's going on. And this duality tapping and heart alignment process seem to work very well together for that. So it doesn't matter what the process is, whether you're stuck, whether you are not losing weight, whether you have a symptom and you've got a backache or you've got an issue. It can be a physical, mental, emotional symptom. It can be a pattern of behaviour. It can be anything you would like to evolve and change, anything you would like to grow your understanding of. And we will find somewhere that there is this duality in our understanding. There is a part of us that is holding on, and there is a part of us that wants to change. But until we align those parts, it's really difficult to try to create change. And we're really relying on willpower, which is an important part of self-development. I used to be very anti-willpower and think it was all in the subconscious, but actually we do need to actually apply ourselves and kind of have those conversations with ourselves sometimes too. So I will let you know later today when we will have possibly a live session or possibly a recorded session through another medium. I don't know about Facebook Live for everything yet. Maybe Facebook Live. So I will share that with you later and look forward to that.